Hello, thank you so much for joining me again on this space because I have promised I'll be bringing you all of the interesting updates from the World Cup 2022 happening currently in Qatar. I actually thought there was going to be, like a break after the group stages, but there was no break at all. The knockout stages resumed immediately. Apparently, the Premier League, the Bundesliga, the La Liga is expected to resume later this month. So everything has to be sped up. Remember that this whole World Cup fiasco is supposed to end on the 20th of December. So I think there's this, urgency and rush to make sure that everything just goes as it should. So that there'll be no case of, oh, we forgot to play the final game. How can that be possible? Anyways, yes, everything is going as it should go, and there have been a lot of intriguing moments from the World Cup 2022. A lot of heartbreaks, a lot of emotional moments. Like for South Korea, it was quite emotional when they qualified ahead of Uruguay and ahead of Ghana to make it a round of 16 knockout stages. Even if they get knocked out by Brazil eventually, because they'll be playing Brazil in their next game, even if they get knocked out, then it doesn't matter because they've at least come out of the group stages in a group where we had Ghana and Uruguay. Who would have thought that South Korea would make? But that's the most interesting part about this 2022 World Cup. Everything is just so interesting. Belgium left in the group stages. Germany left in the group stages. These are the heartbreaking moments that I talked about. Imagine Germany going out of the group stages. Imagine Belgium with their whole golden age footballers and all of that going out in the group stages. Who would have thought that Belgium would leave and give space to Morocco and to qualify for the next round? Morocco was not standing a chance in that group at all. At least all of us would have thought that most definitely Belgium would qualify and be in the race for, at least the World Cup. Who knows? I mean, that team has the Bruna, the best midfielder, one of the best midfielders in the world of football. And they also have Eden Hazard. They also have Lukaku, who missed quite a lot of chances during that game. It's been very, very exciting, very, very interesting World Cup. It has been like everybody is just like, yo, this World Cup is the craziest and most interesting, if we must say. Croatia was in the same group as Belgium, Morocco and Canada. So Morocco did not even actually stand a chance. But Hakim Ziyech, I could say it is safe to say that Hakim Ziyech has been carrying his team on his back, on his shoulder. And there was a time that Hakim Ziyech actually said he wasn't going to play for his country anymore. So much for somebody who had said so, because now he's doing so well. And I'm super, super sure that his entire team, his country, his teammates, and the coaches, and everybody that is the coaching staff will be very, very glad that they gave him another chance and it convinced him to take another chance to play for Morocco because he's doing quite well. Germany is out of the competition. So sad, very, very sad, emotional, because I must say that I had a soft spot for Germany. I was thinking they were going to go far, something like that. But Japan surprised all of us by beating Spain 2-1. Remember, Japan also beat Germany. We've underrated Japan so much in this tournament, and they have shown us that no, you guys are underrating us. What if Japan actually carries the World Cup? That would be exciting because they are looking like there is nobody they cannot beat right now. The only team that beat them in that group stage was Costa Rica. Costa Rica also slugged it out a great deal with Germany, and if they had succeeded to beat Germany, because at the time it was 2-2 up until the time that Kai Havertz came into the game and made it 4-2 by scoring 2 goals alone by himself. But those 2 goals were not enough. Those 4 goals that Germany had were not enough to keep them in the competition. They had to leave because luckily for Spain, Germany beat Costa Rica. If it was the other way around, Costa Rica had beaten Germany, then Spain would have been out of the competition as well as Germany. But luckily for them, Germany was able to help them beat Costa Rica, and Spain did not return the favor. Spain could not help Germany beat Japan. Oh, so sad. Very, very painful. All right, another very interesting group that has come out of this tournament is the group that has South Korea in it. I mean, Portugal, Uruguay, and Ghana. Can you beat that? Are in the same group as South Korea. And recall that South Korea actually lost their game against Portugal, and they also drew with Uruguay. They had a draw with Uruguay, so they had 1 point. Then they played, no, sorry, not Portugal. Ghana beat them, and Ghana had 3 points. But they played Portugal and actually beat Portugal. Can you imagine that South Korea beat Portugal, a team that had the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ruben Diaz? I mean, how did they get through Ruben Diaz? How did they pass through Ruben Diaz? But they beat Portugal to secure themselves a spot in the round of 16 with only 4 points. Interesting. So Uruguay had to leave based on goals for. Yeah, South Korea had more goals for than Uruguay. And before this game actually happened, the Ghanaian team kept saying they had scores to settle with the Uruguayan team. Remember that Suarez denied Ghana a qualification, a spot in the semi-finals in the 2010 World Cup, which happened in South Africa. So apparently there was still this scores to settle between the two teams. And when they were actually, shaking their hands to start the match, when the whole national anthem and everything was over, like when they had finished playing the national anthem and they were shaking it, when footballers shake each other, like to now go and remove their jackets and start playing ball. You could see the Ghanaian players looking at Suarez like, we're here for you today, die today, we're going to remove your teeth. But it's I wish that you and Suarez knew they would have just held each other's hands to walk out of the field, because they both did not secure a spot in the round of 16, unfortunately. Their win over Ghana was not enough to secure them a space in the next round. That's in the knockout stages. And the two teams that were beefing each other, as I say sometimes, forgiveness is good. Don't carry anger in your mind, because if you carry anger, blessing will not come to you. I mean, check it out. Who would have thought that South Korea would beat Portugal and qualify for the next round with only 4 points? Okay, Uruguay also had 4 points, but based on this and that, South Korea came into the next round ahead of Uruguay. Interesting games they have been really, really interesting games. But this sad one that I want to share with you is the fact that we have to keep our football legend Pele in our prayers. I heard he's sick, and I heard that he has been transferred to the end of life care, something like that. He has cancer, and they are working on him, hoping that he gets better. And Mbappe has sent out a goodwill message asking us to pray for him, asking us to remember Pele in our prayers. But then Pele also came and wrote a message for his fans, telling us to calm down, that everything will be fine. He is trusting God that he will feel better soon. But if it's the will of God that anything happens, we'll definitely be grateful for the gift of a great footballer like Pele of Brazil. Another interesting gist I want to share with you guys is that after, because like I said, knockout stages have started, and Netherlands and Argentina are through against the next round, which is to the quarterfinals. USA unfortunately is out at the knockout stage, and Argentina is also through. Australia is out. But after the game between Australia and Argentina, something interesting happened. Some of the Australian players actually asked to take pictures with the GOAT. Guess who? Lionel Messi. The goal Lionel Messi scored yesterday was mad. If you're watching this video from any other part of the world, you're not a Nigerian. When we say something was mad, that means it was crazy, like it was fantastic. I felt like this guy still has it in him. Like Messi is still Messi. I mean, so who would want to take pictures with him, even if he has just beaten your team? I mean, come on, you will sweep that defeat under the carpet and say, yes, of course, it was expected. I played against a team that has Messi in it, so if I was beaten by Messi, I'll still take a picture, something like that. So yeah, you took pictures with Messi. Interesting things have been happening courtesy of the World Cup. Today, at the time of recording this video, I'll make sure I post this video before the games this evening starts. Let's see. Oh yeah, I still have time. So by the time this video will be dropping, England would already be preparing for their match against Senegal, and we also have another game that is supposed to be played this evening. I do not want to give wrong information or anything like that. Give me a moment to check. Yeah, Poland and France would also be playing their game. That was another interesting qualifier group. The Poland group was actually very interesting. I think Poland got into the next round because the other country that was in their team that was supposed to do well went out based on yellow cards, something like that. It's an interesting competition. I'm enjoying it. Who do you think could be winning the game between Poland and France? Who do you think could be winning the game between England and Senegal? I'm wearing the Senegalese jersey, hoping that it comes through. Why? Because I'm African. So I'm just giving them my solidarity as an African. But then if I were to really pick, I would definitely want England to go through. Why? Because there are a lot of Premier League stars in England. We have Mason Mount, who I have a very soft spot for. There's Raheem Sterling. There is Conor Gallagher in that team. We have Saka, Bukayo Saka. We have Rashford. We have Luke Shaw. We have Henderson. We have so many amazing players. I love them. Too numerous to mention. Oh, I dare not forget Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice, who are holding it down at the midfield these days. They are really doing well. So I think it's going to be a tough one between England and Senegal. And guess what? A lot of Chelsea players, 5 Chelsea players will be in action during that game later this evening on both sides. 3 Chelsea players in England, 2 in Senegal, talking about Mendy and Koulibaly. Kalidou Koulibaly. Hey. All right, so I'm excited for the games that will be happening later this evening. I really hope that I've been able to drop this video by the time those games will be played, so that you'll be able to drop your comments. Let's hear what you think. And one last question for the road. And if you predict correctly, who knows, you might win 10,000 naira. I'm feeling very generous. Let me just put it out there. You would win 10,000 naira if you tell me correctly who you think will be carrying the World Cup this year 2022. Remember that France is the current reigning champions. If they beat Poland in this evening's game, they'll be a step closer to getting that cup a second time in recent times. So, but who do you think? Is it gonna be Brazil, or is it gonna be Spain? Guess what? Spain almost also left the competition. They already did that, but I think I already did. Spain almost left the competition. Wow. It would have been Spain and Germany leaving that group. Japan and Costa Rica qualifying for the next round. This competition has been such that even the underdogs are not underdogs at all. They did not come to play at all. The only country that did not do well in this tournament is Qatar. Every other country has impressed me 1,000,001 times. See you in my next video. If you haven't yet subscribed, Omo, you are making me sad. You are breaking my heart. Please subscribe so that I know that you support what I'm doing and that you want to see more videos of me. Because if you don't support what I do, if you don't subscribe, then I can't be talking to myself. I'll just go and sleep. I'll just go and sleep in my village or something like that. Thank you so much. Don't stop supporting. Keep supporting. And in my next video, I'll bring you some more interesting football gist. It might not just be World Cup updates. It might be all-round gist. So make sure you do not miss any of the action. Thank you to every one of you that is supporting me. God bless you very much. I really appreciate. I don't want to go. But I have to go. Let's go and watch Senegal versus England. That is the one I want to watch this evening. No, I want to watch everything. Poland versus France is also going to be interesting. Let's watch. So what did I say you should do? Predict who carries the World Cup this year and win 10,000 naira. I promise you I'll give the money to you. If you can correctly predict that it's going to be Brazil, Spain, France, or even Croatia, or even Japan, or even South Korea. It could be anybody at this point. If you can predict correctly, 10,000 naira is yours. And guess what? The World Cup will be ending on 20th of December, meaning that 10,000 naira will be yours for takes for the Christmas. See you. Bye. Mwah.